Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, it is more of a sad topic, to say the least. But it's been quite a while since One Punch Man has even updated. This game is probably one of the best One Punch Man games we've ever seen, and in terms of content, the last thing we got was almost 2 months ago. It practically is 2 months ago, in fact. And that is an extremely sad thing to see because this game is one of my favorite games, probably my favorite game at the moment, in fact. Like, if I were to choose one game to update, to play on, if I had to drop any other game, I'd probably choose this game, okay? I'm just really invested in this game. I love this game, okay? It's great. You've got multiplayer that needs work, you've got good combat, you've got great characters to collect, of course, many characters to build on, great art style. I love it all, but it really does boil down to one single thing and one issue that I see is bringing the game down as a whole, right? And that is management. So the reason why I'm saying that is because management plays a key role in any single game. All right, take for example, let's say Valorant, right? Valorant is a game that I play, right? I played very recently, in fact, like an hour or two ago. And there's constant updates. There's an update every act, every chapter. There's very organized updates. There's a new agent, there's new skins, there's new updates, balance changes, you name it. And each and every one of those things shift up the games just a little bit, right? And that's the thing with One Punch Man, is that there hasn't been updates. There hasn't been new content. So players normally don't want to find new things to do. They want to, of course, the things need to be handed to them, right? And if they finished everything in the game, well, guess what? What do we wait for now? An update, right? And normally we get an update, gacha games would send them out, of course, send the cash flow in, and they'd get more income, right? They want to keep that up. But One Punch Man World has been a dying asset for Crunchyroll games, and it's kind of sad to see because I really do love this game and I want the best. I honestly don't even care if they launch a money monopoly. I'll spend money for this game, in fact. Like, I'm honestly down to this point. I'll spend money on this game, right? But that's if they do update, right? And I've heard bad things about Crunchyroll games where they have bad management. They kill all their games. They have bad pay to win stuff. They're money greedy. They're this, that. And one of the people in my comments have been saying that, yeah, they're greedy and they only want money and they're going to milk as much of this game as possible than EOS. Now, while I do see that, there's next to no income for this game, right? We had this one player named Gogo, right? Which he maxed out practically every single character in the game, maxed everything, basically min-maxed everything, reached to the very end, basically reached the very end of any progression in this game whatsoever, right? Absolutely done everything possible. Now, he's right here. Let's see if I can find him real quick. Gogo is right here. 2 days ago, last online, #1 One Punch Man World player, of course. And there's been a lot of YouTubers that have taken a step back from this game. And rightfully so, because the moment this game had some sort of dry period, it started even before they had no updates. Basically, on My Mask, we wanted City J, we wanted new updates, we wanted more content, we wanted PvP, we wanted multiplayer, we wanted co-op, we wanted so much more than the game could actually give to us. And that's what kind of made the game collapse. The expectations there from it and the plummeting decline since month 1 is what really got this game to fall to its knees and end up collapsing as a whole. So YouTubers like AGC Gamer or whatever his name is, Painblade, Rokage, they were all gacha game YouTubers that made multiple gacha games, and This is saying a lot about gacha games as a whole. I don't really play too many of them, but you can see how they play multiple of them. Not one, multiple at a time. So why they do this, one game dies, fan base dies, they drop that game, they hop over to another one, right? And what this does is it generates more consistency on their channels than if they just played one, for example, right? For example, if they stuck to One Punch Man World, well then their entire YouTube would die because of the declining player base, and of course the declining player base and the lack of content would make it so they would run out of content, and obviously YouTubers would plummet and fall. Even starting out the game, many YouTubers made the same types of videos where they're just like, oh, new update, this, that, covered it, end the video, right? Or new character, end the video. That's it. And once they stop doing that, YouTubers don't come. And one thing that is a very big part of video games is content creation. Now, this is entertainment for the game that is outside of playing it, which is a huge thing, right? For example, Roblox, Minecraft, we got Fortnite, big games that also thrive well off of content creation. Now, if we're not getting any content creators in, then we're not going to attract more players as well, especially considering their ad marketing team is not very good whatsoever. Haven't seen a One Punch Man World ad in ever. Okay. And the social media team isn't doing a very good job. They're not tweeting, they're not sending posts or anything on Facebook. They're just announcing when the updates are going to happen. And if there hasn't been any updates, then they're not going to say anything, right? And this is all going to come boiling down to a lot of other talking points that I'm going to have. So that was just the tip of the iceberg, right? So we've got the crisis that's going in Perfect World Games, which is the developers for this game. And this game has many different publishers under different names. For example, Crunchyroll, Perfect World, etc., etc. But the developers, I think, are Perfect World, if I'm correct, or something like that. The developers of this game. And then the other ones are just people who make fine adjustments, little bits of tweaks, and then sends them out to Europe, APAC, NA, right? So basically, the developers, we have one root developer, right? Which is Perfect World. Now, they have many games on their hands, right? Their hands are full. And they've had around 6,000 employees from what I've heard. And there's around 1,000 that got released because of basically, I read a whole article about it. It was basically the decline of sales. They had to cut costs, right? They couldn't really make a profit off of things that didn't really, of course, generate their money and that weren't developed, right? So that goes straight to our point with One Punch Man World, where yes, they want to develop on this game. Yes, they want to release new stuff. Yes, they want to keep this game going. Of course they do. But they had to release some people, some slackers, people who didn't get the job done, people in general, just so they could move back to their basically their headquarters, and so they could start developing there, and also, of course, to basically cut costs, right? Because they didn't want diminishing returns. So that goes right back to One Punch Man, and it's kind of like, yeah, One Punch Man isn't generating any revenue, so they're only just getting started now. Or not now, but you get what I'm saying? Like, they've started developing after we've made these, basically these complaints. So yeah, they're not going to be finished doing their stuff, but I've seen it as they had a shit ton of time to. They've had since, like, what, 2021 or 2020, whatever it is. That's like a good 4 years, right? And it really sucks. It really does, because we haven't got much stuff yet. We haven't got anything yet. In fact, the one thing that we did get added that I made a video on was serious training. Now, yes, this is a cool thing, but they just added this back. They took it away from us a while ago, right? So it's not really anything new for us, and it's not really new content. Like, we can't really just spend the day on serious training. Like, there's nothing to do, right? Like, here, I don't want to do any of this stuff, right? I've tried to do them. That's why I have so many of these quests claimed. But in the end, do I really want to end up doing this as our number one content, right? Just daily farming. And daily farming for what? And that's going to segue to another thing. No updates means no limited draws, means no money to spend, means everything like that. Like, the regular draw is not, we're not going to spend money on the regular draw, okay? Unless you're really, really down to just chuck a bunch of money into this game, especially in the volatile state of this game where it could just collapse at any moment. Who's really spending money on this game? And we only want to spend money on this game when we know the game's going to be consistent, when we know it's going to be there for a while. We want to invest in this game and invest in a limited banner. So we need a new character. And we know Arms Jetos has been fully developed, yet they're not releasing him. Okay, that's their own choice. It's not like there's some devastating bug that they're keeping from us, right? And of course, there's other characters like Metal Bat and Flashy Flash, which have to be made. And they were teased a little bit in some of the backgrounds and pictures that I found on the internet. And there's a lot of characters that they could have, and it could be a bright future for us, right? But they really have to focus on expanding and updating. And even then, will it really affect anything? Just think about it, right? If this game has been dead, if people have put their trust into this game and it's been broken and they left, are they really coming back just for another City J and a new character? Maybe they will, but they won't stay for long because they know that their patience has already ticked down, right? We've waited so long for an update and we got jack. We didn't get anything so far, right? And of course, one thing that's almost guaranteed with gacha games apparently is the half annie. And half anniversaries is going to be coming in around a month, I'd say. And yeah, like 365 days, I've logged in for almost every single day, right? And if I just add 30 to this, then that should get me, what? Almost half. So we're looking at August, early August to late July for half anniversary. Now, will we get that? Maybe. It's a huge ass maybe, because this game might be dead meat for all we know, right? And obviously, I'm going to state this one more time. I love this game. Okay, I love it. It's a great game. But the management needs work, man. We have so much to improve on as a game. And they can bring so much more to the community, and I know it. They can do so much more good than what they're doing right now. And it's really not helping out Crunchyroll games, as the reputation is not in the brightest way possible. Definitely not. But they could just do so much better with this game, with the assets they've had, and I'd hate for their work to go to waste, right? Like, dude, they've spent so many years on this game. And if this game is only going to be out for less than 6 months, and it's already having 2 legs into the grave, practically, we're halfway submerged underground. We're almost dead as an entire ass game, because I go over to team commissions, what do I see? Nothing. Now, I've had multiple commissions I could have shared with people, or I got shared with and I didn't use them. That was on me. But main part is I can't find anybody. It's a barren wasteland out here. This is a multiplayer mode, the only multiplayer mode that we can use, and I'm seeing that there's absolutely nobody, right? There's nobody here, which sucks. And really, like, there's not too much stuff going on here, man. Like, I'm gonna head over to Maelstrom. I'm gonna check who has been doing what. Maelstrom, group ranking 3 still. Out of our entire group, we have 19 people. I think our max is 20. So I'm not even sure if we can find the right people here. And like, I don't know, man. It's genuinely not very pleasing when you realize that if you go all the way down, me of all people, where am I? 33rd fucking place, bro. And sorry for the F-bomb, but I'm 33rd place. Me. I'm not a gamer. I've played since launch, okay? Haven't spent any money on the game. Right? But I am 33rd place. Okay? Out of 200 people, This guy's at the very bottom. I am all the way up there. All the way up there. And I'm not good or anything. Like, take a look at the people that are above me, okay? We've got some notable names here. Bull Team, Delphin, Minoso. I know these guys. Not very well. Gashi Bunchi, I know these guys. It's a very small community at this point. And as I keep going up, I start recognizing more people. Like, and it's not that I know everybody in this game, right? It's just, like, I know Delusion. I think I know Smiley Max. I've heard of him. It's a really small game. Like, the Chuan, I know him. Golden Dawn, I've maybe heard of him. Chupon, I've heard of him. Disco, I've heard of him. Mondango, I've heard of him. And then, like, Akatsuki, I've heard of him. Dude, there's just people that I just know. Cilantro, heard of this guy as well. Right? Kenji, heard of this guy. Hero for Fun, heard of him. Like, I know everybody. And it's not because I look at the leaderboards every single day. I know this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Like, dude, I know so many people in this game. And it's not because, like, I'm just, I don't know, man. It's not because I pay attention to everything. But it's because the game's small. And it's becoming smaller. And I want an update to increase, of course, the population of this game. And just make sure it has a good future. And even with an update, like I just said, we can't, like, dude, we can't bring back all the players that were at launch. And even at launch, weren't as many as they would have liked. So what does this lead to? Okay, this is my conclusion, my solution for this problem, right? Relaunch the game. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily erasing everybody's progress as a whole, but they need to do some sort of rebrand, relaunch, re-promotion, restart, reset with this brand new studio, because they've like cut a lot of people. They've had to reallocate their staff, basically. And that was a huge setback, basically a huge roadblock that they had to overcome. Now, the next roadblock they have, and it's only an uphill battle from here, is the update. Push out the update, swallow that pill, push that update out. Then, smooth sailing. We need update, 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 update. We need consistency just like that, and we need to gain the trust of the players, right? So what they said, they had something big planned, right? But what we need is a restart, because we need to give this studio a fresh mindset. We need to forget about what happened, and this is basically just pretend this is a new studio. We need to give them a fresh start, and I think the best way to do that is to basically rebrand the game, start from scratch. Not from scratch, but from almost from step one with the game, with our progress still, but we need the game to get more players, and the best way to do that is to restart, right? And, you know, the devs need to get kind of comfortable with this game again, because they're kind of jumping into this almost blind, because we've genuinely got no updates, right? And they need to get a good momentum back up again, and what better way to do that than to restart, right? Because then they can be like, oh, we're getting consistent updates now, again and again and again and again and again. Now it feels like the game's actually full running and we can leave it in the past. But if we stick with it, then it's only going to be part of us and it's going to drag the game down, right? So yeah, the best solution here is probably to somewhat restart. And I know Koi's went over this before, and I've thought about it before he posted the video, and I just thought, how would it work, right? And man, EOS would suck, right? That means end of service, nada, nothing. But I do think they could give this one last shot to really turn things around for the good. And I don't want it to just end up like every single other gacha game in the sand, forgotten, and just absolutely deleted off the face of the internet. I would hate that. So I can only pray, but I just hope that this game takes their progress into a new direction, and in hopes that they can have a better future. And if any developers are watching, all I'm asking, of course, we want updates, but from what you can give, from what's in your power, just give us some news. Just give us a little catch up every week about how development's going. A little teaser, maybe. Maybe you could just tease basically one of the sea folk monsters, right? Or you could just do something, just a little bit of something to hype the community up and to give me an idea, give the communities ideas, and just remind the community that the devs are still here until, of course, Doomsday comes, which is EOS. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let you guys, obviously, thoughts, comments down below. You guys can take this however you want it to, but I just really hope that this game does what it can do best. And I've been sticking with this game since day one, and I haven't left since, right? So it'd be a shame. It really would. But yeah, that's gonna do it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, or whatever it might be. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, everybody, and peace out.